Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3 back with another kicking action figure review. Today's review is over a figure I've been wanting a modern version of for a very long time, or a character I've been wanting a modern figure of for a very long time is what I mean. Six-armed Spider-Man. I actually have this comic where he tried to cure his six-arm having, and or he tried to cure his spider powers because he didn't want to deal with the responsibility anymore. And then instead it grew him six arms. Hopefully we'll get like a man spider at some point. I would really like that. A nice new modern man spider figure. It would probably be a Build-A-Figure. Then again, this guy and Doppelganger that are coming out are not Build-A-Figures. They're actually, even though they could have made this guy Build-A-Figure, but I feel like they have a commitment to making the Build-A-Figures very large. And they're willing to spend more money on individual Spider-Man figures because he sells the best. And, yeah, it's a very cool figure. It uses parts I didn't expect. It has a brand new torso, which makes sense because it needs a torso that can fit all these arms on it. But lots of the parts are actually reused Amazing Spider-Man 2 parts, which I did not expect. Like the arms, the head, the legs, these are all Amazing Spider-Man 2 parts. And the legs and stuff are all very textured, real textured. The reason it's all textured is, one, I guess because the Amazing Spider-Man 2 figure was textured, so they needed to carry that through to the torso, and also because there's no articulation here, so they gave us more detail instead. I like the detail on his extra arms, so you can see where he has the torn fabric around the ends. I wasn't sure if it was going to have that or not, so I'm very glad it did. This is actually the last figure I'm buying from the Kingpin Build-A-Figure wave. I will build Kingpin, but to save money, I'm not going to buy Black Cat or Silver Sable. I do kind of want them, but just to save money, I'm going to pass on them. And then I didn't really want Night Thrasher anyways, so I'll get those Build-A-Figure parts off of eBay! Yeah. So, Spider-Man. He's pretty good. You can see he has all fist hands here, and he has all whipping hands on his regular arms. He does not have any interchangeable hands or any accessories at all, but I don't blame them because he has so much extra on this figure with the arms that it makes sense. If he did have some, I would just say probably fist hands for his regular arms, and that would be all he would have. So it does make sense to me that he doesn't come with any accessories because he's a lot on his own, really. He doesn't come with a Kingpin part because, once again, this figure required probably a bit of more of a budget, so no part with him at all. Which is it's pretty cool. I had a figure of this guy as a kid, and I really loved it, and I'm so glad we have a modern Marvel Legends of him. Now, articulation-wise, we have up and down on the head. It's not the best. You got to kind of force it back, but it does go back. Side to side, up, down, forward, back on the arms. You can position the arms so they don't really hinder each other as much, but and then you have a double elbow bend, wrist swivel, forward and back on the wrist. It is the same for all of these arms as well. I'm not going to show you all six arms. It doesn't make any sense. I will, however, show you that there is no waist joint. I feel like they probably could have included a waist joint, to be completely honest. They definitely could. Well, maybe not, actually. Yeah, that arm kind of comes down a little low. I see why they didn't have a waist joint. Never mind. Forward, back on the legs, in and out on the legs, thigh swivel, double as in knee bend, boot swivel, up and down on the foot, ankle pivot. Kind of glad they used the Amazing Spider-Man 2 parts on this, because while it wasn't a very good movie, it actually did have a good figure. The Spider-Man figure that came from that movie was actually pretty good. So, pretty happy about that. Now, let's do some size comparisons. Yeah! So, let's put him back here so that we can all see him clearly. Whoop. Now, I want to compare him with a spider character from a previous wave. This is a villain, and was really the all-star of his wave. It is Mysterio from the Lizard Wave. We'll be getting a Mysterio in the Magma Man wave as well, but it'll be a movie Mysterio. You see that new... I'm actually recording this the day the second trailer drops for Spider-Man Far From Home, which is so full of in-game spoilers. Oh my gosh. But, good thing I saw in-game. I think this looks pretty good. You know, I think he could really punch that fishbowl several times with all those arms. Great stuff, great stuff. Of course, I want to show him with a female figure, but I also want to show him with an MCU figure. So here he is with the goddess herself, Captain Marvel. Ooh. They look pretty good together. I like him with the MCU figs. Really like this Captain Marvel. She's one of my favorite Marvel Comics characters right now, so I'm really happy she got a movie, even though I haven't seen it yet. Financially, for me, it was like, with my entertainment budget, it was like, it's either Captain Marvel or Endgame, and I chose Endgame. And then to show him with kind of the regular mold that most Spider-Man figures get, here he is with the Pizza Spider-Man, as the fans have so dubbed this figure. Which I also think he looks good with, you know? I do think he looks good with the Pizza Spider-Man. I like his bright comic book colors on this guy. This guy's a little dark. He's not that dark, but he still looks really good. But, I mean, the colors on this guy are so bright when you look at him compared to all the figures I just showed. It's such a bright figure. So, what are my final thoughts on the 6-armed Spider-Man figure from the Marvel Legends Kingpin Build-A-Figure wave? Well, he's pretty rad. Look at how much he moves. He's got so much going on with these arms. Ooh, he looks like some critter, which is what he's supposed to look like. So I guess that works out. I say if you're a big Spider-Man fan, definitely get him. If you just want to build Kingpin and don't want to buy anything extra to build Kingpin, you could either, you know, get Kingpin and or his parts on eBay, or you could just skip this Spider-Man. Because once again, he does not come with the Kingpin part. However, this was one of the figures I wanted most from the wave, so I definitely had to have 6-armed Spider-Man. That nostalgia is rolling in. I think he's about the best figure they could have made with him, sculpt-wise and etc. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I will be seeing you all later when we review something else. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Do you want another Marvel Legend? Do you want a Kamen Rider, Power Ranger Super Sentai, Pacific Rim, Universal Monsters? Tell me what you want, and I'll do it. So that's it. Thank you all once again, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out.